Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my craft room. I'm up here today making some paper crafting projects for a upcoming kind of minor vendor craft fair, I would say. So I wanted to show you what it is that I'm making. So I'm making 4 different things. So I'm going to do a video for each so that you can follow along with how to assemble these. So the first one is this cute little box that you can put a whole bunch of treats in. What I've done with this is put in a little hand lotion, a little antibacterial. I've got a pocket for a gift card, and then some candy. So it's a fun, and you could really fill it however you want, but it's a fun little project to do, and it's fairly quick and easy. So I'm going to put that aside, and what you're going to need is you're going to need a piece of cardstock that's 8 and 5/8 by 9.5. Another piece of cardstock that's 1 5/8 by 6 1/4, and then another piece of cardstock that is 4.5 by 4 7/8. So these are your main cardstock pieces that you're going to need. You're also going to need some DSP. So you're going to need one piece that's 3 by 4 3/8, and I've matted it here with a piece of cardstock that's 3.5. 3 1/4 by 4.5. And then I've got another piece of DSP that I'm using for the pocket, and this is 4 by 1 3/4. Well, what I'm first going to do is to make the pocket a little bit easier. I have a small circle punch, and I'm just going to punch out the center so that it makes it easy to pull the gift card out of it. So I'm going to put that aside. And so let's start with our scoring. So you are going to need a trap platform with a scoring blade and a trimmer blade, or you're going to need just a plain scoring platform. What I'm actually doing is I'm going to take out I always do this whenever I kind of score, just so that I don't accidentally use the trimmer blade. So I'm actually going to take out my trimmer blade and put it aside, just to be on the safe side. So, and it's fairly easy to score. So all of these directions will be in my blog post on this. So on the 9.5 side, we're going to score at 1 inch, 4 1/4, 5 1/4, and then 8.5. Okay, so those are our first score lines. I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees, and then we're going to score. So this is the 8 5/8 side. We're going to score it at 1, and then 2, and then you rotate it 180 degrees around to the other side and follow that at 1 and at 2. So this is the base, the box base. And what you're going to do once you've scored it is we're going to cut out sections. So you're going to cut out top corners down the side to the bottom of the base. And what I like to do is I like to kind of angle the cuts. This will be your base. This is going to be the box top, which will tuck in. And this is going to be part of the bottom. So I've already put some tape on here. And then on the bottom, you're going to cut these corners out and then kind of tuck in. So these are tabs. So like I said, all these directions will be on the blog post on this. So to assemble this, you want to put some tear tape on these 4 tabs. Now, hopefully my fingernails will work. I'll pull out my good old trusty tool. And then, so we're going to make the base this way. So I put adhesive on the front. This is on the front of the box on these tabs. And then we're going to fold them. Oops, forgot to kind of slightly score. It would be a good thing to fold along the score lines, of course. So we're going to fold this in there. Tuck this behind. Same thing on the other side. So that's the start of the base. Just fold this back so you can see. So I've tucked these tabs. Oops. Just make sure that's nice and stuck. And then what I did is I put some more tear tape on the inside on these tabs. Take this off. Sometimes my fingernails don't want to work, so I just pull out my good old quick pick tool, which helps. So there's this and this, and then you're just going to fold these in. And that's the basic box bottom. I'm going to put this aside for now. Oh, one thing I did also is I cut a little notch with the same circle punch just to make it easier to open and close the box. So I'll put this aside. And then on your 1 5/8 by 6 1/4 piece, you're going to score this at 2 3/4, 3 5/8, and then 4. Oops. Yeah, 1 3, yeah, 2 3. Sorry, I'm a little bit. And then 4 1/2. There we go. Like reading my directions. So this, you're going to fold mountain and valley. So 1 mountain fold and 2 valley folds. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put a piece of tear tape on the back to create the section. See if this will cooperate. Nope. And then just adhere this. So now you've got one of your divider pieces. I'm going to put that aside. Then the second divider piece, we're going to score along the 4 7/8 side at 1 1/2, 2 3/8, and 3 1/4. And we're basically going to do the same thing we did with the smaller, is 1 mountain and 2 valley folds. And you can always use your score, your bone folder to do it. And then I'm going to put a piece of tape behind here. And do this. And I'm going to let me just move my scoring platform out of the way. So now what I'm going to do on these is I'm going to adhere them into the box. I'm going to put some scoring tape on the back, some tear tape on the back of the larger one. And then I'm going to need my tool for this. Okay, let me just pull this. Come on, cooperate. Yep. All right. And then this fits in the bottom of the box. So that's our first insert in the bottom of the box. And this is going to do the same thing with the second one. Just going to put this straight across. Don't want it to cooperate taking off the backing. And then this is going to go here. I mean, you can do it any which way you want. This is how I have mine set up. So, and there's my inserts. And then this just folds in. Top just folds in, tucks in like that. And then, don't want to forget. So before you do that, I'm going to put my pocket. I used some thinner scoring tape that I had, tear tape that I had. You can probably cut some pieces of tear tape in half lengthwise, but you want to keep it kind of a thin line around the edges so that you have room for the gift card. And what I usually do is I have a old gift card that's in my kind of craft room. I use that as kind of a tool to make sure that I have room to stick one in when I add this. So I'm just going to add this here. That way I know that I can slip the gift card in and out of the pocket. And we're going to put that back in. And then now I'm going to add my mat and DSP on the top. And then I'm using the Round We Go dies and some sentiments from, I believe it's the Simply Said, or it might be the Impressions of Bloom die and stamp sets. Sorry if I'm incorrect about them, just to add a little something to the lid. And there you go. Fun, little cute, quick box that you can put treats in, gift cards in, whatever you want, and perfect for any kind of gift, birthday gifts, end of year teacher gifts, etc. I hope you like this, and I will have all of the directions linked to this video, and you'll be able to find them all on my blog. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day.